Hi guys, welcome back again. This is part 2 of Blackrock Castle, and while you were away I was just touching up some of the greens on the trees off in the distance here, okay? I just did a little bit, just to green it up a little bit because it was very brown and kind of autumny. So I just did a little bit of work on that, that's all I did, okay? So this is part 2, we're going to be finishing the castle. There's going to be a lot of work in the castle, so I'll probably zoom the camera in just on the castle just for a while, just to give you a nice close-up view of what I'm doing, okay? And I will be explaining as I'm going along as well, colours I'm mixing, that type of thing, okay? So don't be too worried there. So let's crack on. As I was saying, this is for an exhibition, which I take part in every year, and it's taken part up in St. Luke's in Henchy's Bar, okay? So if you're from Cork watching this, take a walk up there. In the next 4 weeks it's going to be starting, okay? So take a walk up there and have a look at the artwork, and you might see this hanging, alright? And hopefully there'll be a couple of sales because a lot of it is going to a very good charity, okay? So that's it. We'll turn the camera around now and we'll zoom in on this and we'll get cracking, alright? So I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to leave comments, good or bad. I really don't mind. Just leave some comments, suggestions, anything at all, questions. So I'll take my time with this now, and I might give a good full video on the castle, okay? Because there's a lot of work in it, there's a lot of detail, and I really want this to be the focal point of the painting, alright? So let's take our time, there's no hurry. Alright guys, so let's crack on. I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, here we go, this is it. Okay, so I'm going to go from dark to light. So I might start putting in the shadows on the dark sides of the castle, alright? So we're going to go along now and pick out all the dark sides and paint those first and then paint the bright sides and sort of blend the two in together then, okay? And get some nice thick paint, maybe try and get some brickwork and stuff like that on the castle. So I'm going to start off now by, I'm just going to dampen my brush, dry it on the tissue a little, and I'm going to mix now a nice dark colour. I'm going to take some phaylo blue, the shadowy colour, okay? Now it's going to be similar to clouds, because I want to keep the composition nice. I want everything to work together, so I'm going to use these colours as well in the castle, and even some of these oranges and pinks I might use in the castle as well. So it's kind of tying everything in together then, you see. Now, and just, do you know what? I'll hold the palette up here so you can see it. Okay? Now, I'm going to take some phaylo blue. Okay, nice rich dark blue. Some cadmium red. Let's put some of that in there. Now, I think plenty of red. I'll take a little bit of white, and I want to make this now nice and thin and creamy, but not too thin, okay? It's not going to be watery this time. Let's take some more red, and then just to warm it again a little bit, let's add a touch of burnt umber into that. Now, as I was saying, I'm going to put plenty of red into this. I want to keep this a nice warm shadow, okay? Because the painting is warm with the autumn colours and the oranges. It's a nice warm painting, so I want to keep it on the warm side. I don't want to be going too cold with these shadows. Now, let's try this. Nice thick mix of colour on my palette. There we go. And let's just try some of this now just to see. Right, that's not too bad at all. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Okay, so I'm going to put my palette down. I think we'll go with that colour. Yes? Now, I'm just going to pick out the dark sides. I painted over this now. There's a little tower here. I painted over that with the paint. So I'm just going to pick it out again. And I'm just going to draw it with the brush, okay? Just comes along here. And comes straight down. Now, this part of the painting will take time. Painting castles and buildings, things like that, it can get quite kind of long and tedious, but I'll try and keep it as light as I can for you. I'm not going to be going into too much explanation, if you understand what I mean. So Blackrock Castle, guys, it's a beautiful place, and as I said, they have the observatory in there. You can go in there and look around. If you like things to do with space and the stars, then you definitely have to pay this place a visit. You won't be disappointed, guys. Now, there's another dark up here. Okay, I'll bring that down. And again, I'm not being too fussy now with lines and all that, because I'm going to be painting over some of this again anyway. So I'm not too fussy. There we go. So that's the big tower. Now it comes dark over to about here, and then it's kind of, the wall turns and it's bright. So I'm going to leave that for now. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some white into this with a touch more red. Just add some warmth into this shadow here, alright? Just a little bit of warmth. Now it's very, very dark as well in behind here. So I'm going to just pick up some burnt umber and a touch of black, alright? Burnt umber and black, just a little. I'm just going to put that dark in behind there, because it's really dark, isn't it? And then I'm going to follow these little steps in the stonework here. There we go. And this is another tiny bit of black. And let's just feed that in there to that shadow. And already it's beginning to create some texture, isn't it? Now we can darken these again later, alright? Don't worry too much. This is just sort of an undercoat as such. I suppose you could call it an undercoat, really, couldn't you? Now, we have another little tower back here. And again, even with the drawing, you don't have to be absolutely spot on with everything, okay? You really don't. Now, let's add a touch of more brown into that, and a touch more red. And this has a nice kind of a warm shadow here. And again, guys, as I said earlier, I'm not following the colours on the picture, okay? I'm kind of making these colours up myself now. Even though the colours on the picture are lovely, I just want to tie this in with the rest of the painting. Now, a little bit of dark here. And I never actually went to college. I'm self-taught, you know, self-taught since I was very, very young. So I never went to college. So I don't know a great deal about compositions and tone and hues and all that type of stuff. I just love to paint, and I can kind of tell if a colour doesn't look right next to another colour, then I'll change it. And I suppose experience really will tell you what's going to look nice with what, you know, if you understand what I mean. Mixing colours together. Now let's just put a little bit of brown in here. You see, because these browns are complementing the browns over here. So I'm just blending that in. There we go, nice and soft. And let's take a little bit for this here. There we go, and then add a touch of black just on the inside. There we go. So it's kind of casting a shadow down on the wall then. Does that make sense? No. There we go. Okay. Now, this tower also has a dark side, doesn't it? So let's put that in. So I'm just going along now, and I'm kind of picking out all the dark sides and painting the dark sides. Again, I'm not worrying about detail here. Right, I'm going to mix up some more colour. So some more phaylo blue, cadmium red, and a touch of burnt umber, a little bit of white, and let's try that. There we go. That's not bad. And this tower goes right up, doesn't it? It goes right up very high. And I'm going to leave the light side on this now on purpose. I don't want to paint the light side, okay? I'm just going halfway across. And down here then, the building turns into the light side, where the sun is hitting it. And let me see now, I might put a tiny bit of this lighter colour just on this side of the castle. Okay. And I can blend the sunlit colour into this then afterwards. I'll explain to you as I'm going. Don't worry guys. And I hope you're trying these techniques at home. They're very simple techniques, but they do work. They work quite well. I don't like to keep things too complicated on a painting either. I want people to enjoy what they're painting as well. It must not be a chore. It has to be something that you enjoy doing. If you feel like it's a chore and it gets quite tedious for you, then just take a break from it. Just leave your brushes alone for a week, maybe 2 weeks, longer if need be, and then come back to it and try again. There's often been times when I have stopped painting for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Simply because I just was not in that zone, if you know what I mean. Other things going on in your life, and you know, so but that's fine as well. Now look, I'm just creating a little bit of texture here on the wall. It's very, very dark and dirty down at the end of this wall here, okay? So I'm just kind of messing around with the brush, getting some little rough work on the castle, okay? Making it nice and dirty, and because it's an old castle, so it's not going to be absolutely spotless, is it? There we are. And we can just suggest some bricks then later on this with a dark brush, or with a dark line, okay? Now I'm just going to darken this again a little. I might add a touch of phaylo into that. So I'm going along now and kind of strengthening the shadows just here and there. Alright. That's all, just a little bit here and there. No. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of picking out shapes, sort of even using the brush to suggest some details on the castle. This piece comes along here. And there's all these sorts of cracks and lines and all sorts of things around here. There we go. Now, I want to take some phaylo blue and a little white. And I know that's a very strange combination, but it's very, very luminous, we'll say. It's very luminous around on this side here. So I'm just taking some phaylo blue and some white. And I'm going to just highlight some of this shadow. And I know that sounds strange, highlighting the shadow, but it's what I would define as tinting, okay? A little bit of tinting. And this really does help. Just a little bit here and there. No. There we go. Okay, we'll give our brushes a little clean. And now I'm not worried about lines or details for now, okay? I'm just concentrating on getting the shadows and the highlights in, and we can work on little details then later with our fine brush. Okay, well that's the way I work it anyhow. So I'm going to clean my brush now, give it a quick clean, and I'm going to use the same brush as well, guys. Same brush for the highlighted colour, and the highlight on this castle now, let me see. So I'm just kind of sitting back here now and kind of just looking at the painting, I'm thinking about colours, what's going to go well. I'm thinking a nice kind of a warm orangey pink for the sunlit parts of the castle, yes? Similar to what we have in the clouds here. So let's mix a bit of that, alright? I'm going to just take some Naples yellow. Now just let me give my brush a really good clean here. Some Naples yellow on the palette. And I'm going to hold this up for you now again, guys, so you can see, alright? There you go, you can see that. So some Naples yellow, plenty of white, and let's take, I was going to try a little bit of red, but I might try some magenta. Okay, that would give you a nice, warm, orangey kind of a highlight colour. Now, if this is not what we want, we can add just a touch of cadmium red, perhaps. Look, a touch of cadmium red as well. So let's, now I didn't mix this all the way through. Look, I'm just mixing a little bit first here, just to check it. Now, let's go with this. No, that's not half bad. Okay, I'll add a touch more magenta. As I was saying at the start, guys, magenta is a lovely colour for warm highlights. And for sunlit areas on a painting, the magenta really pops off of the canvas. So another bit of magenta there, and I'm mixing that now in with the white. And I'm going to take a touch more Naples yellow, because I don't want it to be too pinky at the same time. And let's try that now. Let's try that and see how it looks. I'm just creating the outline of that shape up there. So I'm coming down like that, and it's turning slightly, and it's coming straight down like this. Alright. So you can see now it's mixing with the shadow colour, and it's creating nice shades. There we go. And I've created the curve now of the building with my brush, as I was painting that. So it's that simple, guys, it really is. And let's try this guy here. So let's come down like this. And let's blend this in. And I'm following the direction of the brick, okay? There we go. Now, so we can see now it's starting to take shape already, isn't it? Now let me just adjust the camera here so you can see this a bit better, okay? Just a little. Now, there we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, we keep going with this. And now as I'm going along here, guys, I'm kind of adding little touches of different colour. So I've just added a little more Naples yellow into this, okay? Just for this side here. So as I'm going along, I'm adding slightly different tones, alright? So you don't have to use the same tone all the way through the painting. And I've created a nice little curve on that wall again. There we go. And even just here, there'll be a little light catching. Okay, just coming down here. And let me see now, this area here is full of light. It does get slightly darker just on one side here. So I'll bear that in mind. Let's bring this down here, that, and there's another bit here. And let's see now. Take a touch of brown. Let's just separate top section from the middle section here. There we go. So it's just about kind of separating these different sections. Alright guys, as I said, there is a lot of work in this. And as we move off, there's a little wall just here. So let's just put that in. And I use my shadow colours now to separate those areas. So for instance here, bring a shadow down here, put it in. And let's put a little shadow down here. Separate that. There we go. Now, I'm going to continue this down. There's a lot of different walls all going up and down and here, there and everywhere. So I'm just going to come across here. I'll come across here with this. Bring that down like that. And there's all sorts of walls and bricks and stuff in here. So I'm just going to suggest. I'm not going to copy it exactly. I'm just going to suggest different levels, if you will. If you understand what I mean. So it's kind of coming together now slowly. And I want to complement this colour here now as well, so I'm going to add a touch of that colour in over here. That kind of a bluey shadow. And let's put a little bit in. So this will really complement the orange that's in that colour. That's in the highlight colour. And just take a little of that here as well. And just remember, you don't want it to go green. So I'm not mixing it too much on the canvas. I'm just putting on one layer and then leaving it, okay? I'm not brushing it through too much. And it's coming on lovely, isn't it? So, this here now, we have a very bright section here. Very, very bright section here. So let's get those in. And I'm going to take some of that Naples yellow, some of the white and a touch of magenta again. That's a lovely rich orangey sunlight kind of a colour. There we go. So I'm going to, now there's a little ridge here, down, and then it starts around here, doesn't it? Comes across. And we'll pull that straight down. I just put a touch of red into that just to warm it up slightly. It's a little on the yellow side for me. And that's that section. Next to it we have another small section. And that's a little lower down, isn't it? So as you can see, I'm not painting every single little detail absolutely correct. It's just a general impression of the castle, and it doesn't have to be 100% correct, if you know what I mean. It doesn't really. You know, if someone looks at that and says Blackrock Castle, then that's good enough. Don't pressure yourself too much. Now I'm just putting a little bit of shadow in just here because I don't want a very strong difference between the light and dark. So I just want to sort of almost blend them together, but not blend them together, if you know what I mean. I want the colours to fade in nicely. So I just brought some of that shadow colour just in here, and I put a little bit here just to separate these two. No. And let me just see now. So we keep going with this colour now, lads. We'll fill in this area with that, and then we start working on some details. So some more Naples yellow, magenta, little white. And let's go across here with this. touch of cadmium red. Let's go across here. Now there's another pillar just around here. So I'll just bring that down like that. And then we have another pillar around here. And we have another one. There's 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. That's actually going to be dark, isn't it? I hope I'm right. This is going to be this dark tower coming down here. And this wall then takes a more light colour. This wall then, this pillar, which cuts through it slightly. And then there's a piece that comes off it here. And we're almost done now with the drawing. This is almost just like the drawing side of the castle. Okay, we start getting some details in after this. There we go, bring that down. And I'm going to add a touch of the shadow colour then. Just on some of those areas, okay? So now, even though they're not on the painting, I want to use some shadow colours to separate these. So we have one here on that pillar. We have another one here on that pillar. We have a couple inside here hidden, but I can get those with a smaller brush. Let's darken this one slightly. There we go. And we actually have one little one back there. Okay, just like that. And we have some shadows on these. So I'll get all these now with a smaller brush later. So I think, guys, we will just leave it like this for now. And we can refine some of these then later on. Okay? Now there's just one part here that I want to fix. This comes down here like that, and it turns in slightly and then falls down, doesn't it? Now, there we go. This area now, guys, I'm still not 100% on that, so I'm just going to take some cadmium red and burnt umber, and I'm just going to put a little of that just around this, because I'm still not happy with that just yet. Now I'm going to take my soft brush and I'm just going to soften some of this. Okay, just want to soften some of the colour together, that's all. There we go. Now, that's not looking too bad so far, I think. I'm going to start getting some details in on this now. So I'm going to take a smaller brush, okay? Nice small, fine, pointy brush. And just let me find a good one here now. Alright, I have a good one. I'm going to start getting some details on this. So, I'm going to go into some burnt umber. I'm making a nice puddle of this here now. Burnt umber and some black. Let's just go for a nice dark colour. Yeah? And keep it warm. I don't want to go very cold with these darks. So, let's start. Now, I'm aware that there's a light side on this as well. So don't worry, I'm not forgetting about the lights on these. Alright? And there's a couple up here. I'll be defining all these again later on, okay? So don't worry. Now let's see. We have some caps along here, don't we? So let's just put a line there. We have one in the middle here, a dark, and we have a cap across there too. There we go. And it's just a suggestion, guys, that's all I'm doing. There we go. And we have some of the sky now shining through on these as well. So I'll do that at a later stage, okay? They will be all sort of the fine details at the end. I'm going to darken this down here. And in fact, I might just kind of pull it down and then, so that separates those two sections then, you see. We have some here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 little viewing points here. Okay, and let's see now, take a look at this. We have another cap here, like that. We have another one, just defining the end of the cap here now, okay? And we have a viewing port there. We have a suggestion of a window here, and we have the eave of that bend in there. So you can see now all these little details are just kind of helping bring everything together. I'll be coming along in a minute then and putting some really bright highlights in here and there, okay, and suggesting some little bricks and things like that. So it's slowly coming together. All the while I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I keep my colours nice and warm and similar, not changing colours too much. Now there's another cap going across here, and we have two little gaps in that one. And we have a little tiny line under that. So it's just about suggesting what's there. You see, what I find with painting, and especially looking at paintings, is you could look at a painting and your mind will automatically tell you, well, that's a tree or that's a house off in the distance. Now, it might not look like a tree or a house. It might just be a little blob of paint, but your mind is telling you what it is. It's telling you the story of the painting, and that's what I like to do with paintings. So I'll just put a suggestion of a house or a suggestion of a telegraph pole or something, and then the viewer looks at it and automatically sees that it's a house off in the distance. That's what I like to do with painting, and that's why I love painting actually. Now we have another cap here. Define the end of that triangle, and I'm going to pull that down then slightly. There's a strong shadow now back here, isn't it? Let's pull that down, not all the way. It's sort of blending into the colour underneath then. Then we have 3 here. 1, 2, 3, and then one going across. And we have another one here. And we'll define that one a little bit. There we go. And don't worry about getting perfect straight lines, guys. I know a lot of people might like to get them exactly straight and horizontal and vertical, but I don't worry about that kind of thing too much, if I can be honest. Now, there, and there's one here. There we go. And this is a type of painting which can be very, how would you say, really takes a long time, but when it's finished, it really will be worth it, I promise. Now, I'm going to go up here. There's some sky showing through up there, so I'm going to put a little shadow Just down there like that. And I can put in some of the sky then afterwards, next to that. And also, we have lots of these little, lovely design actually. I don't know what they're called, but there's lots of them there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on this side. Now, let me think. And another one underneath, and that's just giving the impression. Now, I need to bring this up a bit here, don't I? There we go. So you see how easy that was now, guys? It was just, it's only a couple of marks, that's all it is. And just define the top edge of this. And let me take some more dark colour. Now this is not a pure black I'm using, it's a burnt umber with some black. And it's a nice warm dark, it's not a jet black. I think a jet black might be a little bit too harsh for this. There we go, and there's a little rim on this. There's another little one down further. Just a suggestion of a rim anyway. There we go. And it's really dark up here. In behind this tower, it's really, really, really dark. So I want to really emphasize that, okay? There we go. So you can see, guys, it's just a series of marks, that's all it is. Now, let me see. So we're moving along here now nicely. And this one should be up here, so I put it across here instead. Should be a little higher, but it's okay. 1, 2. Yeah. And let me see, now we have a line down there. There's a nice line down here. And then we'll move over to this one, and we have a nice dark up there for the caps. And I'm going to see one side of the wall here, and then the opposite side here. Okay. And it's quite dark here as well. There we are. So we have a nice little shadow being cast here now on that part of the castle, just in there. And I'm going to put some dark around here, just to define some of these little walls. Now, let's do a couple here. That's not too bad now, guys, we're getting there. We have a little square up here. And when I'm drawing lines on this now windows, I'm following the curvature of the tower, okay? I'm not bringing it straight across, a small little curve. And that does make it more believable. I'm just going to straighten this here. I just need a very steady hand for this. It's coming together quite nice. Let me see now. Let's just darken some of these down here. There we go. And this comes down here. So let's just bring this across and down. And let's suggest some windows over here and the edge of the wall. There we go. And again, guys, this is all just about separating sections. That's all I'm kind of trying to do now at the moment, separate the sections. And just strengthen this shadow here. Bring a bit of life to that. And I'm going to darken some of this down here. And I'm actually going to move now to a smaller brush, okay? I'm going to move to a nice small little brush. I'm just going to take some black and I'm going to put some black in just to separate some of these front sections here. Because it is quite kind of black and dirty down at the bottom of the castle here, isn't it? There we go. Wiggle the brush, that's all I'm doing. And there's actually a shadow being cast here from a bush. It's quite nice. Adds a bit of life to the painting, so I'm going to put that in as well. Nice small little shadow. So it's kind of coming down like that. There we go. Nice little shadow, and let's just blend that in very, very slightly. There we go. And this is all just adding texture into the painting, you see. Now, let me look at that. Let's a little red in there. And you know, we could even suggest some bricks, just a few, just a couple here and there. So just with the top edge of the brush and a little lighter colour, just suggest some bricks. Now I don't go crazy with this, just a few here and there. That's it. And that's fine. Now I want to do some light, get some lights on these towers here because they have a nice highlight as well, don't they? I don't want to be forgetting about those. So I'm going to mix a highlight for that. Take some cadmium red, some naples yellow and a bit of white. And let's take a bit of magenta. Tiniest little bit. And let me just check this colour. Yeah, that's not bad. And let's put a highlight on this. Down there slightly. And it fades off into the dark then, doesn't it? There we go. It's that easy, guys. And we have another one here. So you can see the light is kind of cutting through the castle and hitting the front of those columns just there. And that's all the painting is, guys. It's about highlights and darks. The painting is just made up of lights and darks. I'm just getting some of these caps in now, some nice bright capping here. And they're dark in the painting, but I'm going to do them light. So you can Make the painting your own. There we go, and let's pretend the light is catching some of these. There we are. I hope you're enjoying this now, guys. I know this can be quite boring, I suppose would be the word, wouldn't it? Just because it's all details. But, you know, it's all part of it, isn't it? I think. It'll pay off in the end. Now, let's just put a little suggestion of that box there. And let's put a little light through here. And a little light coming down in there. You can see it's all coming to life. We have a nice light coming down here. Like that. That's it there. And a very bright one over on the right here. There we are. That's it. A little line there, just like that. Now this is actually cutting, let me see now. Let's take a bit of black and a bit of brown and just continue this one straight through here, because it's cutting right through, isn't it? There we go. Makes more sense, doesn't it? And of course, when this is dry now, I can do more brushwork on this dry brushwork, you see. I might just take my small flat brush here, guys, and just go in and get some nice, now I'm taking a touch of cadmium yellow here, okay, with some white, and just get some nice highlights here, just suggest some brickwork, okay. You see, look, just a little bit. And this down here, and brighten that slightly. And this one here. So I'm just suggesting it, that's all. I'm not actually painting actual bricks, okay? And that's what I always say, it's not a photograph, it's a painting. But do try it, guys, do try it. It's much easier than you think. So just a couple along here, just with the tip of the brush. And I'm following the curve of the building. There we go. And it just helps kind of tell you which direction the walls are curving, okay? It does help. Now I want to take my very small pointy brush and take some of that dark colour, and I'm just going to suggest one or two bricks, okay? I'm just putting a little hint of the brick here and there. And don't go mad with this now, just a little bit here and there. Remember, I will tell you the rest of the story. There we go, and put a little bit there. So you can see how it's all kind of helping. Now let's just blend that a little there, it's a bit strong. And soften that slightly. drop my brush. So guys, that's the basic principle now of what I would do if I'm painting something like this. This is kind of what I do in general. Just kind of pick out areas, like there's a little window there now, okay? I can see a little window. So I'm just going to put in an impression of a little window here. So it's just along, down like this. I'm not going to do too much work on it, okay? I'll just take a little bit of black there now and a bit of dark blue and suggest a window, okay? Now it's probably a little white, okay? I'll just darken it slightly. There we are. And curve it to follow the wall. And there's 3 dark spots under this thing here, isn't there? Let's just suggest 3 little spots. You see? It's all just an impression. Now, I just want to strengthen some of these here. And I want to put a little highlight on some of them. So here, for example, and here. Let's put one along here. And the entrance to this castle now is actually in on the other side here from the water, okay? There's a little ramp that goes up into the door, but you can get in from the main road up on this side. So you can't see that. Now, there's a little, I see another little window around here. So I'm going to put that in. Just take some of that blue and the white. I'm just going to put that window in. There we go, and then a little black around it. There we go. It's just a very quick suggestion, that's all. Now, I want to define some more of these little gaps in the wall here. There we go. That helped. See? They're just little marks, but they work. They help tell the viewer what's going on in the painting. And it's all just an impression, guys, at the end of the day. Don't forget that. Little light there. Let's widen this slightly. There we go. And I'm going to go and grab a cup of tea, guys, and I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. We'll start working on the trees here now when I come back. Leave that dry in just a little. So we'll work on some of the trees here, get some of these bushes in, maybe get some of the beach, a little kind of a sandy area. Try and get this done. And let's see how it looks. So don't go anywhere, guys.